It's so true. Welcome back to another Reacts Raw video where my producers have picked something for me to react to. Today's video is 7 minutes of neurodivergent and trauma TikToks that hit a little too close to home. Come with me and let's see how close these are hitting.
No, my belief that in order to receive praise, I have to people please because I was brought up to believe that being myself isn't good enough, when in reality, I just haven't found the right people that I can be my full, true self around, and the only way I'll do that is if I start acting like myself and not a version of myself that I assume other people want me to be. It's broken.
It's so true. Oh my gosh, it's so true, right? We spend so much of our childhoods trying to be what we think everybody else wants us to be. We listen to our parents and our teachers and our coaches and all the well-meaning adults that are trying to guide us. And then hopefully at some point, sometimes it happens way later in life, but hopefully we can get to this sooner where we go, hey, this is me, and I only want to be loved as myself. I don't want to be loved as someone's perception of me. And if you want to take me as I am, then cool, we're friends. And if not, no sweat off my back. See you later.
So I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but growing up, I had a really hard time understanding why everyone always said no excuses. Like, teachers and people would always ask me, like, why are you having a hard time? I don't understand why you're struggling, stuff like that. And then I would explain, and they'd just be like, no excuses. And it's like, okay, then why did you ask? And also, I'm not trying to excuse myself. I'm trying to give you an explanation like you asked for. So did anyone else run into this problem of people telling you no excuses, even though you were trying to explain why you were struggling and having a hard time?
Oh gosh, this title is perfect. Hits a little too close to home, right? Because these are so true as we're growing up and someone's asking us, what's the matter with you? Why can't you do it? Why can't you do it right? Why can't you do it like everybody else? And we're constantly being compared to everybody around us and being judged for who we are or how we show up in the world. And when we say, hey, there's no problem, there's nothing wrong with me, this is how I exist in the world, this is my style, this is the way that I communicate, this is the way I perceive something, this is the way I process something. It's not right or wrong, it's different. And we have so many different ways of moving through life. It's ridiculous to think that there's one right way to do something. You know, when you look at the educational system, even though there are multiple ways of learning, we only teach to a couple of them. That means most of the kids are feeling like a fish out of water and like they don't fit in. So I love people like this and the world of TikTok to bring light to these kind of situations, because she's right. There's nothing wrong with her, and it wasn't about her making excuses. It was about her trying to say, hey, this is how I move through the world. And if the person on the receiving end could have said, oh, that's how you move through the world? Okay, that makes sense. And it's not even that accommodations need to be made most of the time, but just the emotional intelligence to have the awareness as the adult to help our children find how they navigate through the world. And for all of us to quit being so judgmental. There's no wrong or right way to do this. We all have our way. And how about if we get to that point where we can look at it and say, oh, this is how you move through, this is how I move through. How can we make this a cohesive moment?
Does anyone else feel trapped in their body, but not like in an existential way, more like in a, I'm trapped in a Chuck E. Cheese suit and I can't get out and I have to watch everyone around me have fun while I suffocate kind of way? Just asking for a friend.
Oh, it's so great, right? We're all walking around in some kind of suit. Some of us are wearing those very big Chuck E. Cheese suits that you can't breathe in, while others of us have learned how to shed our suit a little bit to actually be ourselves in our own skin, comfortable in the world and having a good time. But it's really amazing, again, the way that we were brought up, or the way that we have learned how to exist in the world I know for me personally, I learned how to be in the background. I got messages when I was little that I was too much. So I learned how to stay in the background and hide who I really was. And now being able to come full circle where I can stand and say, hey, this is me. I love me. And fortunately not having to wear a Chuck E. Cheese suit because frankly, those costumes on the inside don't smell good. How can all these young people be trans and neurodivergent? Have you considered neurodivergent people might experience gender differently? Oh, I love that. Again, it comes down to what is the right way to exist in the world. And we usually go from one extreme to the other, right? And when we look at all the different ways that was acceptable to be in the world and, we're very rigid, and moving into a much more fluid sense of being, it all comes down to the judgments of other people. Just quit being judgmental. And as a human, seek to understand where your fellow humans are coming from and how they process the world. It's not wrong. It just might be different than what you're used to. But I love that people are making TikToks like this to educate and inspire and motivate.
Ooh, I'm mentally ill.
Is a bath bomb? Okay, I don't know what that
It
one
still
was.
just absolutely fucking blows my mind that autistic people are the ones considered poor at socializing when neurotypical people refuse to say what they mean. Ever. They will hint all day. They will imply like a motherfucker. I'm not bad at communicating just because I don't get your stupid fucking joke that wasn't funny. I'm not bad at communicating because I don't want to participate in your little unnecessary, boring guessing game. Fuck off.
I love that. Can we all just say what we mean and mean what we say and consider the people around us and consider ourselves? Can we develop our emotional intelligence to where we're not having to put somebody else in a box and make them feel bad for processing the world differently than we do?
If they did the best they could, and those experiences left us with complex trauma, anxiety, depression, or other illnesses, then perhaps it's time to go ahead and consider changing that narrative to you never deserve to be treated like that, and you have always been worthy of love and respect.
Yes, we are all worthy of love and respect.
Neurodivergent person is that our neurodivergency affects how we can feel and understand our feelings, which is what you're supposed to do in order to heal from trauma.
Okay, what I love about that is sometimes when we are trying to heal from trauma, one of the very first steps is being able to identify our emotions. And if we're unable to identify emotions, I encourage people to just come up with a random name for it. Like, I'm feeling flip-floppy, I'm feeling scatterwampus. So I love that for him, he was just like, I can't even make that cool noise that he made. But if you don't even know what you're feeling, you can still allow yourself to get it out and just make a noise.
What's wrong? What was that? Are you mad? What are you mad about? What? You said, so you're upset. No. This means I took a breath, a bigger breath than normal. I know it's not just a breath.
Oh gosh, this one relates to me so much. It's me having complex PTSD and being overly sensitive to body cues. I still have some of those reactions. I'm so hyper aware of the people around me and what they might be feeling and what they might be thinking. It's not something that is so much in the forefront now because I've been able to heal through a lot of that, but it's so funny. This is very real. Like, what are you thinking? Why did you breathe like that? The tone of your voice was slightly different than I've heard before. And really watching all of those cues in order to stay safe in the environment. She's funny. It's true.
It's never just a breath. It's never that simple.
It's never just a breath.
I'm fine. I am not. You can't be. I promise I'm fine. I'm gonna ask you one more time. What is wrong? There's nothing wrong. What is wrong? I'm not mad at you. Swear to me.
Hey, I'm gonna ask him. Yeah. Okay. Wait, what did you say? I said, okay? No, before that, I didn't actually hear you. Oh, I said I really nice in there. Sorry, what? I said I really like your new hair. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you ever get mad about what your parents expected you to know as a child? And they never.
Okay, especially being autistic, this is why I absolutely despise the phrase, like, use your common sense. Because the amount of things that are common sense to other people that are not common sense to autistic people is, like, so many things. For example, I had a home ec teacher and we were baking something and she was giving us instructions. And as an autistic person, I really love instructions, and I was following her instructions exactly what she said. And we were making apple pie or something and she was like, cut up your apples, put them in, I don't know what it was. But she hadn't told us to peel the apples. And I was like, well, how is that? And she went mad at me, like she was so upset with me. And I was like, why would it be common sense if I have never baked an apple pie before to know that I had to peel the apples if you didn't give me that as an instruction? Not everything is common sense to people. That phrase is useless because nothing is common to everyone.
Very true, very true.
And so my theory for why Teddy is so attached to the Belchers is because really I think he's neurodivergent, and I think in the Belchers, specifically in Bob and Linda, he's found this weird proxy family where, sorry? Oh, that's right, the mask mandate. Sorry. How about that weather, huh? Yeah, I know. It's crazy this time of year. Still beats snow though, doesn't it? I know. That's so interesting.
Okay, I don't get that one, but all right, there's one more.
When I was younger, I just figured I'd
The
die.
trauma brain.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to deal with the old age. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you just don't die sometimes. You know?
Yeah.
You can continue to live.
Guess I'm still here.
It sucks.
Yeah, so it's just saying that the traumatized brain can lead to someone isolating themselves. And it's because when we are trying to find our way to exist in the world, if we feel like we don't fit in, the last thing we want is more negative messages. So all of these, they're really true. And really what it comes down to is, if you are in a position where you can seek to understand where another person is coming from, then please give that opportunity to the person on the receiving end. And if you are a person who's trying to communicate what your needs are and the ways that you move through the world and the ways that you process, don't give up, because you will absolutely find your tribe. We are all an amazing mix of minds and intelligences and ways that we exist, and creativity. There's so much to be said about creativity. So don't give up. Find your tribe. It does exist for you. There's light at the end of that tunnel. Keep focusing on the funny, focus on the positive, and just know that you can create a life that is blooming for you in ways that you never imagined. Thank you so much for joining us in this Reacts Raw video. I'm Shannon Ray. This has been your Ray of Sunshine, and I invite you to watch our next video as we look at Selena Gomez's trailer, My Mind and Me. See you there.